What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We are the Distorted Theorists, and we are here today to talk about Gladiator 2. I'm not a fan of the name.
What? I know, it's the emphasis is not right there. You think they would have had a tagline.
Like Gladiator, son of Rome. I don't know. Like, that would be much better.
But I know you're super excited. You told me when you walked in that this is one of your favorite movies of all time. So before we get into talking about the trailer, watching the trailer, and the discussion, as always, if you guys want to support our channel, and we certainly do appreciate it, if you would just take a second to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and leave my boy Peter a comment about your experience with Gladiator 1. Peter, take it away. What are we thinking is going to happen in Gladiator? Well, tell me what happened in Gladiator 1, because I've never seen it.
Gladiator.
I know, I don't know, but just tell me.
So Gladiator was one of those movies that, and again, I didn't know anything about it when it first came out because that was when I actually first moved here. It came out in 1999. It could have been 98, but I'm pretty sure it was 1999.
I was 10.
When my family bought our first DVD player from Future Shop, blast from the past, you could pick two movies, and Dad picked out Gladiator, and I picked out Terminator 2. Judgment Day
as well.
Oh man, I got the big steelbook version of it. First time I had it. Anyways, so Gladiator was didn't tickle my fancy initially because I was more interested in Terminator. But then when I watched Gladiator, because again it was like the only DVD that we had at the time, I watched it over and over and over and over, and I became obsessed with it. It is such a good story. Russell Crowe. The only thing I
do know was Russell Crowe
fighting
in a Coliseum.
But Joaquin Phoenix, that was the first time that I ever encountered Joaquin Phoenix, and there were a couple of other people that were big, like at the time. There was actually two actors that died during the filming.
What?
Actually, I can't remember. One of them was the existing emperor who gets killed. The movie's been out 25 years now. Come on, for God's sake.
Come for us in the comments.
He gets killed by his son, who was played by Joaquin Phoenix. He was the original Dumbledore. I don't know if he died during filming or if it was before it was released. But then it was, can't remember his name, but he was the owner of the gladiators that taught them how to kind of fight and everything. And he was a known drinker, and he drank himself to death.
So as someone who knows honestly nothing about Gladiator other than that it was a lot of brutal scenes and stuff.
Watch it.
What was the premise? Like, what am I expecting to see in this trailer?
Well, I don't know because Russell Crowe's character was a distinguished general.
And spoil it. Go ahead. It's no big deal.
Yeah, he was actually going to be picked by the emperor to become the new emperor, or at least be groomed to be whatever over his own son, who is this sniveling little piece of shit.
Hence the conflict.
Right. And so anyways, like, well, this is great. So he kills his dad, and there's like, well, I want him dead. So then his family gets murdered, and he's left for dead, but he survives, becomes a slave, becomes a gladiator, ends up in Rome. And that's when gladiator, who are you? My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, father.
No, do the voice. Do the voice.
No, I'm Maximus Decimus Meridius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife. I will have my vengeance in this life or the next. I'm sure I messed part of that up, but that was the part of it thing. And then that starts the whole conflict for the end of the movie. Big climactic battle in the Coliseum, which was super well done by Ridley Scott. I'm pretty sure Ridley Scott's taking care of this one too.
Okay.
And the music.
You got me a little goosey bump listening.
I think it was one of the first movies. I think Jimon Hounsou was in it too. I can never say his name.
So what is a gladiator exactly?
He's someone who fights for their freedom.
Okay.
Combat, kills everyone. Murder.
So was it brutal?
Yes.
Like, was it, okay.
Yeah. Fight to the death, generally. And that was when the emperor would always have their signal of, like, because when someone was downed, and they weren't outright like stabbed, like I've disarmed you, where do we want to go from here? And judging from the crowd, then the emperor would he can live, or no, he goes down.
Shit. Well, I tell you what, you got me super hyped to get into this. So let's watch the trailer for Gladiator 2 right now. Denzel, Pedro Pascal's in this. I forgot that.
Pedro Pascal.
I remember that day.
Maximus.
Like actually showing footage too.
The slaves could take revenge against an emperor.
Where were you born?
I don't know.
So he was the son of the emperor.
I never knew a mother nor a father.
Or you will be my instrument.
Who are you?
Listen, Denzel don't touch nothing unless it got a good script, so...
Did you hear that crowd? The greatest temple Rome ever built. The Colosseum. Because this is what they believe in. Power.
That's right, because you could put water in the Colosseum.
Was that in the first one? No. Oh, okay.
And who's this dude?
General Acacius. There are victories yet still to come.
Ooh, they're
Has
kind
so
of
many
freaky.
subjects. She must feed them.
They can eat war.
Is Pedro a bad guy in this?
I don't know if he's... I don't know. He seems like... No, he's a general, right?
Turn slaves into gladiators, then gladiators into free men.
You have something in you. I knew it from the start.
Did you now?
Rage.
Oh no, the love of
And
his
rage
life.
is your gift.
Rage is your gift.
Oh, he's gonna fight a rhino.
I'm all about it.
Hold together and when the charges break for the wall.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Little LeBron smoke there.
Whose head could I give you that would satisfy this fury?
The entire Roman armies.
Too much?
Yeah, okay.
The general will do.
Bam!
But why does he
Rome
want
must
to...
fall. I need
Well, it
to
looks
give
like
it a
Pedro
push.
Pascal's character killed someone that he loved. So Pedro Pascal must be the antagonist here.
But I don't know, because it looks like he's being controlled by the weirdos, too. Okay, yeah.
This ring belonged to Maximus. Now I give it to you.
So he is Maximus' son?
No, because his son was
People are
murdered.
not free.
Okay.
So this is maybe the legend?
I was owned. Now I will control an empire.
But see, I'm wondering if
Waste
he's
another
bad. He wants the power for himself.
Their vanity.
See?
You didn't have Jay-Z playing in the last one, I bet. Oh!
That wasn't Pedro. They wouldn't have
No,
done that
no,
in the
no.
trailer. November.
Okay. Man, we're just getting more movies to watch this year, aren't we?
I just don't like that they call it Gladiator 2.
Like, you think it should have been like Gladiator, Rise of something
Well,
or
Rise
whatever.
of Son of Rome or something like that. Like Gladiator 2, gladiate harder. Like, I don't like, it's just, I don't like
How do you
that.
feel? Because obviously, like I said, I didn't see the first one, so I'm going to just lean on what you feel and what your emotions are watching this. How do you feel about the story at least being a continuation of the first one instead of just like a new Gladiator movie, basically?
The first Gladiator movie was Russell Crowe's character Maximus he didn't care really what happened until he realized that he just wanted to get revenge against someone who was abusing power. It seems like in this one, someone's trying to regain power. Denzel's
Maybe
character,
they were Exodus or something.
or something like that. But he's like, you will be my instrument. So he's using this gifted warrior slave to become a gladiator, to rise through the ranks. Is it like for good? Is it
So you
for
think
bad?
Denzel might be a puppet master in this after all?
Yeah, like I think he might be
Because he is
like
known
the
to have a
master
few
of
villainous
spiders.
roles here and there.
Yeah, well, Training Day, like all that stuff.
So, obviously, like you said, the movie's like 20-something years old, so spoiler. Is Maximus alive at the end of Gladiator?
No, he dies.
He bites it.
Yeah, because he fights the Emperor. He in the fight, before the fight actually begins, in order to tip the scales towards the Emperor, who's again Joaquin, because he's a little douche.
Yeah.
As he's being brought up for their fight to the death, he stabs him in the lung. So then he's like, "Oh, you're wounded."
So he's got a handicap right away.
Right, but he's Russell Crowe and he just beats the ever-living piss out
So
of
does
him.
Joaquin Phoenix die in
Yes.
that movie? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, he just beats.
So
the
the chances
crap
of
out
us
him.
getting any reoccurring characters probably
I
slim unless
think-
there's a few like lesser-known actors or
I
actresses maybe
think
brought back.
I can't remember her name, but the girl said like this was Maximus like gives him the
Hmm.
ring. I think that was herself from the first. So she was involved in some way with Maximus, but then I think she was the cousin or sister, not the wife of Joaquin Phoenix's.
So it looks like, do you think this movie is lean? Because it was hard to tell from me from watching, you've seen the movie, Are we looking at revenge or avenging going on in this film, do you think? When it comes to this young gun who's...
I think it's confusion because, again, it seems like Pedro Pascal's character, who's the general who was probably involved in the fight that we see Paul Mescal's character, like, God, she's dead,
Yeah.
But he was just like, I'm just carrying out orders. I don't think it was personal, but he's like, you killed my family. He's like, I'm just here for the show because they got good crab cakes over here. I don't know. So I think that what I'm excited to see is in 99 when this came out, that was like the avenue of CGI because they built the Colosseum. So of course Roman stuff kind of got popular again, but you only got to see a portion of what the Colosseum could do. You saw in this that they were doing naval battles. They could do that in the Colosseum. There's all these like canals. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, legit. Yeah. Like underneath the Colosseum, they've got all these like channels and stuff that they could raise and put water in. The rhino, yeah, that was a thing. They used to feed Christians to the lions. There was tons of stuff.
So brutality was at an all-time high back in the day.
The height of the Roman Empire was opulence to nothing. And like whatever you thought they could do, they had like elephants could be in there and like mess around. Yeah.
Well, the other good thing is too, I know we talked about Denzel and stuff, but we're seeing Pedro Pascal. Now, for us, as the Sword Theorists, that's pretty cool because Pedro Pascal is hot in the acting world for many reasons.
Mandalorian, Last of Us, Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, I was just about to say. So it's really cool to see him brought on board for that, but also it's kind of cool because, and I'm going to butcher this name, I feel he was in Game of Thrones as Oberyn. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
And his battles there, except for he got fucked by a mountain. But again, it's cool to see that he still is carrying that hand-to-hand combat and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see him there.
I mean, listen, I'm no good with swords because I don't fight with swords. He's not a spring chicken. I'm not saying anything, Pedro.
Love you. Give us a call.
But he's not an up and coming actor. He's been doing this for a while too. So to actually see him the same thing with Denzel. Denzel get the friggin' sniper.
He still got it, bro.
He's the ranger.
He still got it, bro. Listen, before we take this out, my promise to you is, if we're going to go see this movie together, I am going to watch Gladiator before we go to see this so that I'm all caught up with you. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for our trailer reaction for Gladiator 2. It's been a blast. Thanks for all the information. As always, if you guys enjoy the content on the channel, we do appreciate it if you would just take a small second to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, because me and Peter are on our way to 10K. And with that, I am the real Jussy.
I am Maximus Decimus Meridius, father to his... that's enough. And like we say around here, keep it real.